I don't have any certain cure for what ails our world economy. But I know today that what really I've known and practiced for all of the 24 years that I've been mayor, our first priority is to retain the jobs we have and to bring the world to Akron to provide job opportunities for our people. Things continue to move along, I'm happy to report, with the Goodyear project, and while I can't formally make an announcement today, I am looking forward to a groundbreaking very soon as the deal is finalized to keep 3,000 jobs in Akron. This $110 million project on Martha Avenue, which will now be called Innovation Way, will also create about 300 construction jobs each day and lead the way, I believe, for even more development and jobs in East Akron in the future. And it certainly was good news last week to hear that the Indy Tire production will continue to be made in Akron as we see the new Bridgestone Technical Center on South Main Street literally going up each day, retaining 1,000 jobs in South Akron. I want to thank the executive teams at both companies for their commitment to Akron. Goodyear and Bridgestone are not only important brand names among the Fortune 500, they are iconic definitions of what Akron has been, what it is today, and what it should be through the 21st century. Yesterday, I had the great pleasure of participating in the groundbreaking for a new manufacturing facility being built by the German high-performance plastic manufacturing company, Röchling Automotive USA. They're bringing more than 100 new jobs to the city for Akron area residents. This $15 million, 75,000 square foot facility will be built in the Maslin Road Industrial Park. They are here in part due to our efforts at land banking over many years for manufacturing companies specifically, and is also due to the face-to-face meetings that we were able to have with them in Germany. We've been successful in attracting 30 companies to Akron from Europe, Asia, and Israel, bringing over 2,000 jobs to the city and the region. Röchling will initially employ 123 skilled workers, including machinists, with an annual payroll of approximately $5 million. I want to extend my personal thanks to Bob Bowman, who first met with the company in Dusseldorf, and Dan Colantone and the Greater Akron Chamber for the collaboration at international trade shows that has been in place for many years and that has led to that success. There have been other successes this past year. Construction starts this year on new headquarters for Akron Polymer Systems on Summit Street. Some 40 people will be hired within the next 5 years, which is an initiative born out of the Polymer Science Department at the University of Akron. And I want to thank another great partner of the city, Luis Proenza, and his team at the university for the many collaborations, too long to list here, but that they are working with us to create those jobs and create new opportunities right here in this city. AT&T opened a new $120 million data center last year, which handles every single text message on the AT&T network from the Atlantic Ocean to the Colga River. We broke ground for a new data center in South Akron for Involta, which brings 40 new jobs initially to a $20 million data facility at the old Brown Grave site. We, along with our partners, hired Eric Johnson to lead the University Park Alliance, and together with neighborhood and other interested leaders, are developing a long-term plan for the future development of our center city. And we're getting a great deal of traction in Akron's biomedical corridor, which I first announced in 2006. This past year, Akron was designated as a biomaterials commercialization hub by the state and recognized as an Ohio innovation hub for biomaterial commercialization, with a focus on orthopedics and wound healing. The Austin Bioinnovation Institute is readying new headquarters near Main and Market, thanks to another collaboration with SUMA, Akron General, Children's Hospital, Neo-UCOM, and the University of Akron, and Summit County. And I want to acknowledge Dr. Frank Douglas for the great work he has been doing in the short time he has been in Akron. I talk about him as a prime example of how smart we are in this community. We hire a brilliant person like Dr. Douglas, and then we put him out front to talk for us, and we seem even smarter. And for those of you who don't know, I joked around the other day, you know, we do things in Akron without taking credit But I was a little jealous that he got the rock star status in that GQ magazine article. Wherever he is, you're a rock star, Dr. Douglas. The world is really coming to Akron for its needs in new procedures, new instruments, and new materials for medicine. At our nationally recognized Global Business Accelerator, one of our startup companies, FMI Technologies, hired 15 new employees this year. But the big news for them was a direct foreign investment of $18 million from a Shanghai, China investor group that we met with in November in China. FMI expects to have 30 employees within the year and possibly more than 100 when it builds a new facility. One of our recruits from Israel, Nye Medical, is in the process of hiring salespeople and contracting distributors. It plans its worldwide center for technical support right here in Akron. And we were pleased to host a delegation from the Finnish Funding Agency for Technology and Innovation, which is returning to Akron this spring with several companies that are considering operations here. Now, the idea that I've been advancing since labeling the biomedical corridor is that it has the promise to grow early-stage companies into nationally known brands and provide jobs for our local residents in the process. Now, I want you to think about it. Goodrich, General, Goodyear, Firestone were all once startup companies. With investors, innovation, and leadership, they gained global identity.